Baseball season is almost here. Red spring training started today. 9 on Your Side sports director John Popovich is in Goodyear, Arizona with all the excitement.
Spring training is a very gradual process. It's careful, it's repetitive, and it's deliberate. And it started today under sunny skies and very pleasant conditions at the sports complex for the Reds in Goodyear, Arizona. 37 pitchers were here, 7 catchers. They went through throwing drills, fielding drills, conditioning, weight work, you name it. But no batting practice. That won't happen till Friday when the position players show up. Then the gradual part of spring training starts to pick up steam all the way to opening day. John Popovich, 9 on Your Side with the Reds in Goodyear, Arizona.
Thank you, Popo. A piece of history. WNKU Radio sold to a new owner. The reason for the sale and how this will impact people who may not even listen. And a deadly discovery. Indiana police find 2 bodies while searching for missing teenagers. What officers are saying about this investigation when 9 on Your Side at 7 returns. We have new video tonight of a plane taking off just moments before it crashed into Lake Erie. You might remember this. It was a family of 4 from Columbus and 2 of their neighbors on board that plane back in December. A preliminary report from the NTSB shows the plane was just below 3,000 feet when it started plunging. The new surveillance videos don't appear to show terrible weather conditions. Indiana police just discovered 2 bodies while they were searching for missing 13-year-olds in Deer Creek, just north of Indianapolis. This is new video from the scene. Now, police are not saying whether the bodies were that of the missing girls, Abigail Williams and Liberty Gurman, were last seen yesterday afternoon when they were dropped off to go hiking. One of the biggest backers of local music in the tri-state may soon be off the air. The Northern Kentucky University Board of Regents voted today to sell WNKU. The school says the station is losing more than $1 million a year, money it would rather spend on students. The move affects 20 staff members.
I don't do it for the salary. I do it because I love the media. I love the business. And I love especially WNKU.
We've had to cut budgets in the last few years. So bringing $1 million in relief to the university's budget, that's big.
The plan is to sell WNKU to Bible Broadcasting Corporation for nearly $2 million. The school says the sale would have to be approved by the FCC, and that could take months. In the meantime, WNKU will broadcast as normal. The NKU Board of Regents Chairman Rich Bainey, also Chairman, President of CEO of the EW Scripps Company, 9 on Your Side's parent company. A new trial date. Formerly convicted killer Shayna Huber's back in court. The reason her trial won't start until 2018. And a cooler night in the tri-state. Not to worry, though, a warm-up is in our near future. Steve has your 9 First Warning forecast right after the break.
You're watching 9 on Your Side at 7.
President Donald Trump's top officials is out just several weeks into the administration, a few weeks in fact, and now there are calls for an investigation. The president's national security advisor, Michael Flynn, abruptly resigned last night. This follows growing concerns about his phone calls with the Russian ambassador. Kristen Holmes has more on the frustration and the fallout from Washington.
President Trump's embattled national security advisor is out.
The evolving and eroding level of trust as a result of this situation and a series of other questionable instances is what led the president to ask for General Flynn's resignation.
After revelations he misled Vice President Pence and other White House officials about a conversation with the Russian ambassador concerning U.S. sanctions against Russia before President Trump took office. The vice president then vouching for Flynn on national television.
Those conversations that happened to occur around the time that the United States took action to expel diplomats had nothing whatsoever to do with those sanctions.
Evidence emerging today reports the Justice Department warned the White House last month that sanctions were raised during that conversation and Flynn could be vulnerable to Russian blackmail.
Immediately after the Department of Justice notified the White House counsel of the situation, the White House counsel briefed the president and a small group of his senior advisors.
Yet Trump saying this while the controversy was unfolding Friday.
I don't know about it. I haven't seen it.
The White House attempting to clarify his answer today.
What he was asked specifically is, was he aware of a Washington Post story he hadn't seen that at the time.
Lawmakers on both sides now calling for an investigation.
There are tons of questions here. We need a thorough investigation.
And I want to know, did General Flynn do this by himself or was directed by somebody to do it?
In Washington, I'm Kristen Holmes.
More local news now. The retrial for the woman charged in the death of her former boyfriend will begin early next year. Shayna Hubers was sentenced in 2015 for killing Ryan Poston inside his Highland Heights condo. Well, she's getting a new trial because one of the jurors in the original trial was a convicted felon. The trial was supposed to begin this September, but Hubers' attorney asked a Campbell County judge for a 6-month delay. Today, the judge set the trial to begin on January 16th of 2018. Cursive handwriting could be required for Ohio students again if some Ohio lawmakers have their way. Lawmakers introduced a new bill this week, and if it's passed, it would require students from kindergarten through 5th grade to be instructed in handwriting. Cursive instruction is currently recommended, I should say, for students, but it's not required. Now, this same bill was introduced in 2015, but it failed. And now to 2017's healthiest cities in America. Researchers with Wallet Hub ranked 150 U.S. cities, and from what they found, Ohio is not doing so well, folks. Cincinnati came in 54th. That's good, right? Columbus 114th, Cleveland 122nd. Researchers found San Francisco, the healthiest city in the U.S., Detroit at the very bottom of that list. The study looked at several factors, including doctor visit costs, consumption of healthy foods, and fitness clubs per capita. I'm relatively surprised at how high we are ranked there. That's pretty not bad.
Better than Columbus and Cleveland.
By a long
Once again,
shot.
We're showing we're a much better city than
Southwest
those areas.
Ohio
I'm
is better.
sorry, that's just the way it is.
It
we're
is.
better.
You're absolutely right about that. You're also right about the weather. What's happening?
Hey, things have worked out pretty well today, huh? Yeah, okay. Let's show you what's happening if you're heading outside for tonight. We talked about it at the top of the show. We've got some clouds around. It's going to be cool, but not exceptionally so that's some nice news. 48 degrees outside. Winds are on the light side out of the southwest, but that's changing. And that's where things are going to be changing going into our Wednesday. We're going to see temperatures much cooler around here and more seasonal for this time of the year. Here are the rest of the temperatures. Maybe you're heading to different places or right in your neighborhood for a little dinner out or something for tonight to celebrate the Valentine's Day. And if you look at the temps, pretty much all around that 45, 46, 47, 48 degree region. And now we're going to be dropping off into lower 40s later tonight. Well, you'll notice what happens as we head into tomorrow. We've got a cold front pushing through the area right now. The winds are going to come in out of the northwest and temperatures much colder in the morning for tomorrow morning. So a 9-1 warning for the kids heading out to school. They're going to need something. I mean, if they've been kind of, wearing the light sweatshirt or something, hasn't been too bad. Definitely a good jacket tomorrow because the winds will be coming out of the northwest and staying that way through the day. Now, as we head into Thursday, no big changes. Temperatures come up a few degrees. You'll notice a little white stripe that shoots through there in the tri-state. It's indicating some flow out of the northwest. In other words, we could get a little moisture off of the lake, and maybe we see a flurry or two later tonight into tomorrow, but it's not going to mean anything. Here's what means something, and that is at the end of the week. That high will shift the winds back around out of the southwest. And so temperatures are going to climb. On Friday, we're into the middle 50s, and we're back into the 60s coming up as we head into the weekend. Right now, as you look at it, you'll see the clouds just being thrown up by this area of low pressure here, kind of just pushing them our way. You'll notice a little of that moisture, too, up by the Great Lakes, and that's why I mentioned the chance of a flurry in the next 24 hours. Clouds extend back all the way out to the west. Heard from John Popovich a little earlier in the show. Here he is sitting in Goodyear right now, and you'll notice how things are breaking because tomorrow, all right, go like this if you don't want to see it. The 74 and sunny out that way, 75, and then some clouds back.